Hey everyone, welcome to my second video on the channel, and I'm going to do a soldering tutorial thingy. Why? Because I did a video about leadless solder, how it's better, but I haven't actually made a video about, soldering, so why not even start with that first, right? So, first thing I'll mention is the actual tips of the yeah, sure, soldering iron. I'm using this one, which is like a flat end on one, edgy edge on the other. There are these other ones and some other ones that are on my floor. I lost them. So I do not recommend using these two for now because I'm assuming you're going to do headers or you're going to do wires over here. These ones I'd say are more for SMD or more precise work. You won't get enough heat for, I mean, you will, but too much effort. I'd recommend using something like this, or what I'm using on my soldering iron. I'm going to heat on my soldering iron whilst I carry on speaking, so it's ready for soldering. What can I say? I am going to be using lead-free solder. Leaded solder works just as well. You can see my first video, as I probably already mentioned, about using lead-free solder, and I mean it's healthier. I'm not talking about the cost because I don't actually know how much it costs. This was cheaper than my leaded one, but I know usually it's not. In the video, I'm going to show you how to solder one of these boards, like what you're probably going to solder, and cables over here. So it seems like it's heated up. So when it comes to soldering boards, what I will say is I'm going to say that you're using this. I'm going to pretend like you're using this, right? You want to put it so that the pin goes against this the flat area, and the tip of it goes onto the pad, and that would look like this, where I actually can do a side thingy where you put it to the pad and then you put it against, and you want to push it against the pin and the pad, so you want to push down and to the right in my case, which would be here anyway. So you want to do that, and you want to take your solder. And what you want to do is you want to push the solder onto you want to push the solder to the soldering iron on the side slightly so it heats up, and then you want to push it into the actual pin, if that makes sense. From the top view, you can see that it's soldered properly because you don't see that like circle that you see with the pin that's not soldered. As you can see here, it is not soldered on this pin, but this pin is soldered. You can clearly see a difference. And you can see it in real life. From the side, it looks like this, which will probably not show up properly. Yeah, it's alright. You can kind of see it. And I'll do the next pin just to demonstrate. Once again, you want to push down and to the actual thingy. You want to put a bit of solder slightly onto the soldering iron, and then once it's heated up the pin properly, you want to push it now to the pin, and you don't want to like use too much. One thing I can kind of explain, or I'd like to explain, is that you will notice when it is, at least you should notice when it is properly done, because you can kind of see the like black void in between the pins, and you'll know when it's done when you notice that the black void is gone. And once it's gone, you want to just go up like that, or quickly, pull it out, and then you'll see that it is done. If you put too much solder, then it will turn into a blob. If you put too little, then it can possibly really easily break off, or it will really easily not break off, sorry. You'll notice that I don't know how to explain this. I'll try and show you with the soldering iron. It will go like, pretend here's the pin. It will go like this and this, and you'll notice like there's still a bit of a crater in between the like pin and the like void, is what I'll call it. Like that's around the pin, if that makes sense. Next thing I'll show you is using or soldering wire. With wire, it is as simple as you want to put a tiny amount, or at least a little bit of solder, so it's all wet. onto the wire, and then once it's heated up enough, you want to push against the wire, and then it'll heat up. Then you can just do all this beautiful stuff. And look how nice that looks. You can then take it off, which I'll try. And you can see that it's holding on pretty well. You can even pull the arm. And you can see that's looking pretty good. You can then use heat shrink or just tape it up. And yeah, next thing I'll mention, metal sponge. Or you can use one of those, like, sometimes they come with soldering kits where it's like a sponge that you fill up with water. I personally don't like those because you have to fill them up with water. They evaporate in like 2 minutes. I like using one of these because you literally just like do that, and a beautiful clean tip. Is that clean? Yeah, clean enough. You want to do this whenever you have problems with putting on new solder onto the thingy, or you notice that there's some weird gunk pulling up. Very important to clean your tip. And what else can I say? There's nothing much I can say. The video's a little longer than I'd like, but I think I told you what you need to know when it comes to soldering. If there's anything else I missed, might as well make a second video later on. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope I told you something that one of those other videos didn't tell you, you know? And yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you another day. Bye.